Okay, so Brittany's still in the booth. I've got my assist in there with her, and they're hanging out, so they're just fine. I just wanted to have a minute to talk with you. So I redid the test, and there were times when sometimes she would go ahead and respond, and then I would replay it again at the same level, and she would not respond. So she's a little bit inconsistent with her responses today. So I have to say that that particular test is inconclusive. I do have other tests showing me, so if you look here, I looked in her ears, they were clear. The middle ear test showed me that her eardrums are moving normally. And then the test that tested her inner ear to see if it was working properly said that it was working robustly, meaning that they had very high, good responses. That being said, I do believe that your daughter has normal hearing today. If you would like a follow-up to double check, you are absolutely welcome to do that. I'm happy to schedule a follow-up appointment. However, I am very confident that your child is hearing well. I had an excellent conversation with her in the booth, and she is talking with me normally. And I'm just concerned that maybe she has some other reason for not doing so well in school.
Are you sure she understood the question? Are you sure she understood what you were asking her to do? Because I don't think that she would just do that on purpose. Like, I know she failed a screening at school that says she has hearing loss.
Yes, the screening is often done by a nurse, and it consists of 4 pitches, and they play them very quickly, and sometimes there's background noise and it can be harder to hear those. A lot of times children who do fail hearing screenings at school can have normal hearing. When you're at school, you're not in a sound-treated booth, there's background noise, and so it's not uncommon for people with normal hearing to go ahead and fail a hearing screening. Luckily, I've got all the equipment to have a sound-treated booth and give her the best conditions to hear the quiet noises. And I've also got a lot of tests to use in conjunction with each other that can coincide and say whether or not they're in agreement with each other and she can in fact hear. If I get something on this test, I expect to get the same result on the other test. So our results were inconsistent today, which makes me hesitant to recommend an FM or hearing aid at this time. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, I already know. I've talked to her teacher and the teacher at school that deals with hearing loss, and I already know that the school has to give her hearing aids and an FM if she has hearing loss.
That is correct.
So I think regardless, even if you're saying you think she has normal hearing, I think she has difficulties regardless, and there's a reason her grades are slipping, and if I think there's anything that's going to help her, I want to go ahead and do that. So, I hear what you're saying about her being inconsistent, but I think maybe she's not meaning to be inconsistent, she's just having a little trouble, and I want to do everything to help her, so even if it is hearing aids, I would just like to go ahead and do that, and I know that they will do that at the school. And
yes, they will do that if she has hearing loss, absolutely. But I am curious, did her difficulties fester pretty much around maybe the time of the divorce, or any other big change in your life that the hearing difficulties started up just after, perhaps?
Well, I think middle school's hard for anyone, so maybe,
Well, I have a list of doctors, and I would like to make a referral for her to just talk with one of the school psychiatrists, just to get an idea of what's going on in her life. You did tell me that she's been kind of reserved. She is a teenager. She's kind of pulled back and stopped communicating with you guys about her day-to-day. And I would like to see if maybe she can talk to the school counselor or something like that, just so we can get an idea of where she's at. And upon psychiatric evaluation, if you'd like to come back and we do another test and just see how she's doing, I'm happy to do a follow-up test. But based on the results today, I can't recommend a hearing aid or an FM, especially since I don't have results that I can fit to, considering that it was inconsistent today.
Okay, well, and I can always go somewhere else, and someone will want to recommend her hearing aids, because someone's going to want to, if I want to buy her hearing aids for her to wear at school, someone's going to want that $6,000, so.
Absolutely. You can buy them anywhere. However, my highest recommendation is that we confirm with absolute certainty that there is a hearing loss, because if we put a hearing aid on a child who potentially has normal hearing, it can actually cause further damage to the auditory system. So just always be careful about that. I have an excellent audiologist friend that I can recommend if you would like a second opinion. Or you can always come back to me, and we would be happy to get you taken care of.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks.
I'm going to get Brittany out of the booth.
Poor Brittany.